Jaden Nunn, couple of free throws with 1:58 left.
It's an interesting routine, the fact that he doesn't dribble the ball when the official gives it to him. Most time players will take at least a couple dribbles, kind of get a little rhythm to it. But he's developed and has been successful with it.
Baylor not connecting on the freebies here in double overtime. St. John's by 4 inside of 2 minutes.
That's really been the difference. Richmond made the big free throws, and Baylor's going about 50% on the big free throws.
Ejiofor recovers in the backcourt. The big man handling it. Wiltshire with 5 to shoot. Lewis for 3. Short.
A good kick, though.
Rebound O'Meara. Edgecombe still in the game, but still hobbling for Baylor. Right. Leans in. Missed it off the side of the iron, and a foul called as O'Meara was converging on another Baylor offensive rebound. 2 more free throws for the Bears with 1:11 left.
I think you've got to go to O'Meara more in post. It's a good drive by Wright, but he's got a disadvantage size-wise. Scott's long, and maybe if you got a piece of that, but O'Meara, you can see his strength. He just moves players out of the way. Ejiofor is not a small man by any token, but he just pushed him right off the free throw lane, got the rebound.
Chad O'Meara 6 of 8 at the free throw line tonight. 24 points to pace Baylor. A rebound shy of what would be his 3rd double-double this season. At 17 last year at Miami. And another free throw miss for Baylor. O'Meara misses both. I think fatigue's starting to set in.
I think so. I mean, this early in the season, you're not used to playing this long, this hard, with this intensity. But how many times in the game do you see a team that misses the free throws, ends up the wrong side of the score?
St. John's is in the driver's seat. Wiltshire into Ejiofor between his wickets. A steal for Wright. Smith pokes it back. The veteran Davon Smith with the deflection. Ejiofor to the bucket. O'Meara blocks the shot, and it's out of bounds off Zuby. Baylor basketball.
Just a freshman mistake by Wright, not being aware somebody's coming from behind. You got to know that's there. Wright didn't just force the turnover there, gave up the turnover, but a great defensive play by O'Meara.
Robert Wright knifing through and rejected by Ejiofor. Zuby Ejiofor delivers his 4th block tonight. .24 on the timer for Baylor. And Ejiofor deflected that one out. Intended for O'Meara.
As you watch the cuts now, I think you're right, Chris. I think players are just fatigued for the Baylor Bears. Of course, when you're down, you're always more tired than when you're winning. But the cuts just aren't as sharp, and the picks aren't as solid, seems like, on those out-of-bounds plays.
Jeremy Roach to the baseline. O'Meara lines up a 3. It's short. A rebound for Smith, and Edgecombe fouls him with 18.7. St. John's can feel it. A battle of attrition in the Bahamas. And the Johnnies, who squandered an 18-point lead in regulation, have found their footing again here in double overtime.
I think a lot of it has to do because of the depth of their team. You know, they were able to play some get some good minutes from their subs in that first half, and even here in the second half. And Baylor just looks like they kind of ran out of gas. They made a good push to get back and take the lead, and then St. John's responded to get it to overtime. It's been a heck of a game.
Davon Smith misfires on the first of 2 free throws. His efforts, aside from scoring tonight, 9.6 boards, 5 assists, pair of blocks, pair of steals. the type of guy he is.
Now, if you're St. John's, you don't want to foul. You want to try to make them use as much clock as possible, but do not foul to let them score and the clock stop. Baylor's got to go strong in the basket. You don't need a 3 right away. You can still go get a 2 and work it out.
O'Meara brings it up the floor. Scott Drew stops the clock at 14.8.
I think that was a little misunderstanding too. If you watch the exchange between O'Meara and Drew, I think Coach Drew was trying to call a play or run something to the corner, and Nordstad thought he was saying call a timeout. But that's just, getting to know your team, your new team members. That's why you play these games early in the season like this. They'll put you in those situations. You can't recreate this in practice.
All right, coming up next, in-depth highlights and analysis. The latest hoops action. We go coast to coast on Inside College Basketball right here on CBS Sports Network. You think they'll have a little bit to talk about after this one finally wraps up?
Coaches are loving this game. I mean, obviously they both want to win, but no matter what, the film clips they're going to pull from this contest, late game situations or different situations, the second half when you've got a lead or when you're behind, how hard you got to continue to play. The players are going to learn a lot. They're going to see a lot of this footage, I think.
You ready for another basketball game after this one?
Yeah, of course.
We've got Tennessee and Virginia coming up about a half hour following Baylor and St. John's. We knew this one was going to be a doozy. I mean, 13 and 22 meeting in paradise. Little did we know we'd play about 50 minutes of hoops here.
Knowing you would have asked for more money, would you?
No, I'm not that type of guy. Just give me an extra plate of food.
There you go.
All right, so Baylor will have to operate with urgency. Clock is absolutely a factor in what's a 5-point game.
Got to go quick. You just don't need to have a 3 right now. You will at some point, but not right now.
Jaden Nunn gets it into O'Meara. The handoff to Roach. Bobbling the basketball down to 10 seconds. Edgecombe with 8 has to hoist the contested 3, and he puts it in.
St. John's did an excellent job making the Bears go side to side, but just a great individual effort by Edgecombe to get that 3 off and then get it to go in.
Unanswered prayer puts B.J. Edgecombe into double figures on a night where he's gotten just 4 of 15 from the field. R.J. Lewis, you couldn't ask for better defense from him, just a better shot.
No, they did a great job. They made Baylor use 12 seconds off the clock, had a hand in his face, but they got to give him individual credit. Made a tough shot. That's why coaches either lose their hair or get a lot of gray hair, because you've done everything you can, and your team's in the perfect position, but the other team's still able to score.
St. John's with 6 seconds left will have to take care of the basketball and knock down their free throws to mercifully take this game to the finish line.
Yeah, Rick Pitino in the huddle now probably drawing up a play where he can get his best free throw shooter the ball in his hands, because Baylor's got a foul. They can't let that 6 second run out without a quick foul. And then on the other end, Baylor's got to commit that foul, hope that they miss, block out. 6 seconds, you can go to the length of the floor, but you can't give up an offensive rebound on a missed free throw. So first things first, if you can get a steal in the pass, but don't take yourself out of the play where it takes you 3 or 4 seconds to recover to commit the foul. If they get it in, you want to foul right away, stop that clock. And then, like I said, hope that they miss and give you a chance, one more possession to tie, or if it's a 3, if they miss the first or miss both of them, then you've got a chance to hit a 3 and win the game.
St. John's felt like they were deserving of an NCAA tournament bid, won 20 games last season, and they closed strong. This was the Ejiofor 3, and they'll make sure they have the appropriate amount of time on the clock, maybe closer to 7 seconds upon seeing the ball go through the net. But if you can win an early season game like this is going to stay on the resume until you get to Selection Sunday.
Yeah, it counts. It used to be the last 10 games, but I don't think they count that anymore. So this counts just as much as a late mid-season or even late season victory, because all 4 teams in this tournament are just outstanding, well coached, and play hard. You know what you're going to get going in the game, the effort, the intensity.
An extra half second as St. John's, they do not have a football team, but don't tell Rick Pitino.
Yeah.
And as soon as Scott Drew sees that, He takes timeout.
Yeah, it's funny because Baylor practiced that out-of-bounds play today in the shoot-around this morning. They like their wide receivers.
All right, well, the winner of this game will have to find some energy for the championship tomorrow night, 9:30 Eastern here on CBS Sports Network. Virginia and 11th ranked Tennessee. I mean, they probably have been hanging out, stretching and waiting to take the floor for almost an hour now.
That's exactly right. As a player, you know, you kind of have a routine you want to go through. Now, when there's a timeout or an overtime, excuse me, they've got to go back in the locker room, sit down, or watch it on TV, whatever. Or, you know, the coach will say, okay, we're going to meet again. And then they come out thinking it's over, and it's not. But let's see how they do. The wide receivers go down.
Yeah.
One player will cut back off and try to get the ball in bounds.
Empty backfield, a wide 2-by-2 set for R.J. Lewis, the quarterback for St. John's. In the pocket, delivers over the middle.
Wow.
And after a couple of seconds of contact, the whistle finally comes with 4.1.
Maybe we were playing football. Down.
You know, the officials needed to make sure that it was a complete catch before.
Yeah. Had to have possession in 1 or 2 steps, whatever the rule is. But Ejiofor strong enough, he can hold on to it.
I mean, if you're Baylor, this is one of the guys you'd want at the free throw line.
He did a good job, too, keeping that ball moving and pivoting.
Zuby Ejiofor, 6 of 10 at the free throw line tonight. And they'll make him wait another moment before letting these go. Baylor was clamoring for some type of review here, and Scott Drew's going to get it.
Well, again, just see the clock, I think, because he had possession. The foul was right away, unless they're saying because it wasn't called until 2 seconds later. But I got to believe it's for the clock. Make sure they got the right time.
Looking for an elbow. What was that? An elbow to none.
No. I mean, normally in a situation like that, not only should the referee know, but normally teams will say, we're fouling on the inbounds, just so the referee will be aware of it, and they'll call it pretty quickly.
Yeah, valuable 2.5 seconds came off the clock before the foul was called. Ejiofor can all but put this game away with the pair of makes.
Yeah, just got to go through his same routine, take his time like he's done.
First one pops out.
Okay, now if you're Baylor, you got to make sure you block out.
Baylor does have 1 timeout remaining.
If he makes this, I think Baylor will try to throw it in as far as they can to the front court and call a time.
Ejiofor second. Off the front rim. O'Meara has it with 2. Roach for the win. It's good!
Oh, man. Can you believe that?
Jeremy Roach has won it for the Baylor Bears. A buzzer beater in the Bahamas.